because it was about the clout. Like, these women offer these men clout. Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Sesali, also known as Bad Fat Black Girl. I'm a writer, I'm an entertainment journalist, I'm a trap feminist, and I think y'all need the industry baby mamas and the industry girls more than they need you. Yeah, you. So I'm gonna try to make this a real quick video. My age is not slicked down. This was just really on my heart and I wanted to get it out. We're talking about industry girls because earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, I can't keep up. There was this interesting conversation that was happening on Twitter when Ari, who many people know as the real Kyle sister, she got off a couple of tweets about how being called a rapper's baby mama was kind of old and tired to her. And I gotta be honest, some points were made in the tweets and we're gonna talk about them. I think it's very obvious that we have not learned anything from Corinne Steffens. And you probably thinking that's a reach, but I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Just give me a second. But before we jump into that, I want to let you know, now's a good time to subscribe to my channel. Even though you don't know what I'm about to say, I know you feel the vibes. And if you're rocking with the vibes, give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. You're going to love it here. Now, I would like to make one more disclaimer before we get into the conversation as well. The first one is that I need to put some lotion on my ashy hands. Now, I want to give this disclaimer. It feels like the right thing to do for like journalistic integrity reasons, even though this isn't really journalism. But as a journalist, I just feel inclined to do it. And also just because, you know, for anyone who might know this already, I don't want to see y'all in the comments talking about how I'm biased. Because I'm using her tweets as the jump off point for this conversation, I do want to say that I do know Ariana. I have a personal relationship with her from childhood. Her brother and I were friends. And what that means is that I will slap you about her, but also that I agree with her tweets, but not just because I know her. I wanted to talk about this because I do think she opened up a really good conversation about how we tend to devalue women, especially women who are beautiful and know it and are able to profit off of that, and especially when those women are black. So somebody had got on Ari nerves, I don't know who it was, and she decided to hop on Twitter, and I'm not even gonna share like the full Twitter thread. You all can find it on like a gossip page or something, I don't know. But I'm just gonna share the ones that were really interesting to me as they pertain to this conversation. So she started just kind of by defending herself, saying, you know, I didn't get any handouts. I kind of had to get it out the mud. When we broke up, I had to figure it out, do what I needed to do. She was clearly defending herself because someone had obviously implied that she was just a rapper's baby mama. And that's a condescending term that's often like shot off at people like her, people like Jayda, you know, the popping girls on Instagram who, you know, may have dated or had children by rappers or athletes or whoever. Now, the first tweet that really stood out to me that kind of got us into this conversation is the one where she essentially said that she is where she is and she is who she is because of her. She said that if it was just about being a rapper's baby mama, there would be a lot more women in her position. And I want us to hold on to that gem right there that she just dropped because that's going to be important later. But the tweets got real good to me when she said, I don't remember y'all posting mixtapes and albums. I remember y'all posting relationship goals. And baby, I don't either, Ariana girl. I don't either. I remember how you remember it. And I really want to sit there for a minute. That's really the bulk of what I want to talk about today because that is true for so many rappers and entertainers. Why do all of the niggas in the NBA want to date the Kardashians? Let's look at somebody like Kanye West, right? Like, yes, Kanye was Kanye West before he started dating Amber Rose, right? He was a little corny. He was a little weird. He had his polos on. Then him and Amber Rose started dating, and it's like Amber Rose is this like bald head blonde chick. Everybody's like, oh, who is that? What they got going on? Like, what is this dynamic here? And now all of a sudden Kanye West got a handful of Amber Rose booty in one hand and a Hennessy in the other, and like now his vibe has changed. And then he gets with Kim Kardashian and the vibe changes again. He becomes this kind of like omnipresent type of celebrity because now he's with this woman who's like the most famous influencer in the world. Even Jay-Z, like Kanye West, who is a musical genius in a lot of ways. We can't take away what Jay-Z's musical accomplishments are in his career. But at the end of the day, y'all know that's Beyonce's husband. And y'all know what that means, that's Beyonce's husband. And y'all know that Beyonce wasn't lying when she made Upgrade You. I mean, there are just so many other examples. Look at the moves that Offset has been making since Cardi has continued to grow in her fame. Because if you think about it, the Migos ain't popping no more than they was popping in 2018. But Cardi is definitely more popping than she was in 2018. And Offset is getting to move differently because of who his wife is. Let's be clear about that. Look at Travis Scott since he got with Kylie. Look at the kind of artist Meek Mills became after he was with Nicki Minaj. That might not be the best example, but I think before I ever knew what The Weeknd looked like, I knew he was dating Bella Hadid and Selena Gomez. Like, yeah, I could probably say like, oh, that's a Weeknd song, but I didn't know what that man looked like. And these are hugely successful artists that I'm mentioning. The truth is that who you date in the entertainment industry impacts your brand. It can expose you to different artists. It gives your brand persona more dimension. It just matters. And it helps a lot more than it hurts oftentimes. And that's why I mentioned Corinne Steffens earlier. It wasn't to make a comparison between her or any of the new poppin' girls or any of the other women that I've mentioned in this video. But one of the things that she did when she wrote her book all those years ago was that she really broke down the value of women in the industry, whether it was the video vixens, the girlfriends, the wives, whoever. It was this idea that in order for these men to be who they wanted us to think they were, they needed women there in order to accomplish that. And so we cannot devalue the role that women play in the industry or in their lives. Side note, one of my favorite YouTube channels, which is Black Femininity TV, they do a lot of like 2000s inspired videos that are about Black culture and related specifically to like Black women. They just did this video on Corinne Steffens and her book and how it shook the industry. It's so good. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below, but y'all should definitely watch it. It was chef's kiss. But the bottom line is that it was true back then and it's true now. No matter what they say about women, them dudes need women. Think about this real quick. Okay, so we had Corinne Steffens. Think about all the guys who were willing to date Corinne Steffens even after she had already been exposed for exposing dudes in the industry. Same thing, y'all remember Cat Stacks? It's Cat Stacks, bitch.
What's up, y'all? This Cat Stacks, bitch. Yes, I'm back.
Don't act like y'all don't remember Cat Stacks. Same thing with Cat Stacks. Cat Stacks was exposing niggas left and right day after day, and it was still niggas lined up trying to be with Shorty. Like, because it was about the clout. Like, these women offer these men clout. And you especially see that with some of the newer or less established artists than the ones that I mentioned earlier. We never like to talk about how we didn't really know who Moneybagg Yo was like that until we knew that he was dating Megan Thee Stallion. Why was Yo Gotti so pressed trying to date Angela Simmons for all them years before he got with the girl that he's with now? Did you know what Southside looked like before he was with Carisha? Before him and Carisha had a baby? I ain't hardly heard a peep from YG since him and Kalani broke up. Lil Durk. You want to know the first time I heard Lil Durk's name? It was when I heard Dejan Durk, back when he was dating Dej Loaf. And now people love to see him with his boo India Love. And again, not trying to take away anything from the talent or fan bases of these guys based on their music, but those relationships and those women that's posted up next to them, yeah, they doing some numbers for them too. But because we're always trying to villainize and devalue women, we always assume that it's only the women who have something to lose or who have something to benefit from the situation. And that's why I really want to go back to that tweet that I told you was going to be important. The one where she said if it was just about being somebody's baby mama, there would be a lot more women in my position. Because can you name one of Nick Cannon baby mamas besides Mariah Carey? I mean, I know it's a lot to keep up with, but I mean, even Future, can you name besides Sierra and Joie Chavis, who is Future other baby mamas? I guess the one Britney that he always arguing with. There are a lot of gorgeous women who can get to a bag either, you know, via luck or via finesse, but it's a completely different skill set to flip a bag, especially to stay in the industry and flip the bag. You have to be smart. You have to be tenacious. You have to have a certain skill to know that you have an audience and that they want a certain thing or a certain product from you and that you can keep giving that to them to build that audience. I follow comedians, artists, influencers all the time who do everything else right, who have gotten certain shout outs from certain celebrities and they still don't understand that. They still haven't, use that platform to grow in the same way that we have seen some of these quote unquote baby mamas do. The real truth is that Ari is an influencer. That's her job. And she's good at it. When white women do what she does, we call them influencers because that's their job. And that's her job, but we call her a baby mama because we still rely on bogus ass stereotypes about black women. And let's just say Ari did start her career with some sort of either financial investment or the social investment that comes with being associated with a rapper. Do you know how many people start businesses with startup money, with investor money? Kylie Jenner's whole family was rich from the time she was born, and what they do, they put Shorty on Forbes. Not to say that Kylie don't work hard, but like not to say that Ari and nobody else don't work hard either. And the resources that you have to start a business do not take away from how hard you work to sustain it and grow it. And just because we don't value labor that involves women being beautiful and confident and profiting off of that doesn't mean that it's not labor. The girls are working and y'all just hate to see it, if we being honest. And one more thing that a lot of people don't want to talk about, and I ain't gonna dig too deep into it and say no names because I ain't got no receipts, but the streets been talking and they saying that some of these baby mamas is checking a bigger bag than some of these rappers that they had them babies buy. But y'all ain't hear that from me. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please leave all of your comments down below. Even if you disagree, feel free to drag me in the comments, but just keep it cute, keep it respectful, because you will get the block real quick. I don't play that. As always, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help more folks find my channel. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I talk about stuff like this all the time. And as always, thanks for watching.